Good morning everyone. Hopefully you've started by watching the little video for our multiplications of fives. That's going to really help us today. So if you've not watched the counting in fives, the multiplications in fives on the Wakelet, please watch that first. Rightio then. We are going to divide by 5 today. Now the reason why I've just said that I want you to watch your multiplications in fives is because if we know how to count in fives, if we know our multiples of fives, dividing by 5 is going to seem a lot more, well, not easy, because I don't like to say things are always easy, but it's going to be a little bit simpler to understand. Okay, so to warm us up, we've got some numbers here. We're going to count in fives. We cannot practice enough the counting in steps of 5. So we have, count with me in fives, 5, 10, counting in at home, 15, hopefully we can see, 20, 25, 30, whoops, oh, 30, let's hope it's here, it's stuck together, 35, 40, ooh, what's next, 45, shout out what's next, 45, 50, 55, let's keep going, 60, what's after 60, we should know the pattern by now, 60, 65, 65, 70, what's after 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, oh, 95, 100. Let's see if we can do it quickly. Let's count in fives. We will count in fives up until we reach 100. Are we ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Noticing we start with 5, a multiple of 10, a 5, a multiple of 10, multiple of 5, 10, 5, multiple of 10. It's the pattern. So when we're dividing by 5, we know that we can only divide numbers which end in a 5 or are a multiple of 10, we can only divide them by 5 for equal groups. Hopefully, not going to be too long here today. Just going to remind us of methods we can use to be effective when we are dividing. So in your work today, you're just going to have some division number sentences, which I'd like you to work through. Let's have a look. 20, subtract, well that would be subtract, wouldn't it? We're not doing subtraction today, Mrs. Eastwood. Divide, 20 divided by 5 equals. Now, why can I not put 5 first? Why has the 20 gone first? Hopefully you said because that is the greatest number. When dividing, a bit like subtracting, the greatest number must go first. So 20 divided by 5 equals. A way to help us, we know it is divide, we understand that it's dividing, but to know which method to use, I would say shared by. 20 shared by 5 equals. So I'm sharing 20 into 5 equal groups. We know we can count in that number. We can count in 5. So I'm going to count in 5s until I get to 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. How many 5s do I have? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I've counted in steps of 5 4 times. 5, 10, 15, 20. That to me is the most efficient method. And efficient again means the quickest method for you. When we're working out our arithmetic questions and we have to do those a little bit of speed, that is the method I would use. You may prefer drawing your number line and counting in 5s to get to 20. So you may draw 5, 10, 15, 20. You may count how many jumps you've done. So I've done 5 to get to 10, plus 5 10 to get to 15 plus 5 to get to 20 plus 5. Now, I forgot to start at 0 plus 5. So if you're doing your number line, it's really important that you actually start in 5s. And then you've got 1 jump to get to 5, 2 jumps to get to 10, 3 jumps to get to 15, 4 jumps to get to 20. We have talked about drawing pictures and using counters. If you are really finding it hard to count in 5s, then please use the pictures. I'm just going to model it once on here because we should by now be able to count in those 5s. But some of us at home, I understand that is really tricky. So you can, if you can't count in 5s, draw your pictures. So we know we shared into 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's where you can share your number of objects. So you would share 20 objects, or I would share 20 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have 4 in each group, which is my 4. Let's have a look at another one. Today I'm just wanting us to really recap on the methods, okay? So, let me think. 45. 45. What's this symbol? What's our number? 45. We're sharing, so we're dividing, we're sharing into 5 groups, or we're counting in 5s until we get to 45. I'm going to count in 5s until I get to 45. See if you can join in at home. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Go back and check, always go back and check. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So how many times have I counted in 5s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9 times, because I know the inverse. 9 multiplied by 5 equals 45. Again, if you're not sure, then draw your 5 groups out and share the number into those groups. But you will see, sharing 45 to 5 groups is going to take a long time. So please try and work on counting in 5s. Or if you've got 100 square at home, you may look at your numbers and you may count down and across in 5s and see how many times you had to circle the multiple of 5 until you got to 45. Let me have a look. Let's do another one. Oh, Mrs. Ease was forgotten. There we go. So this time I'm going to write. I'm having to think very carefully. I'm concentrating. Now, this is one of those strange number sentences that we may have seen on Friday. And when we see them put like this, we go, ooh, what is it doing? And it makes our brain work overtime. So, sometimes a top tip is to write it first of all so it looks like a normal number sentence to you. So I'm going to write it as I would normally see it, 15 divided by something, our missing number, equals 3. So we know 15 was our starting number and it's been divided, shared into a number of groups. We don't know how many groups, but we know that there are how many in each group? 3. So I'm going to draw that. I'm going to draw 3 in each group and I know to stop at the number 15. So 1, 2, 3. Not got to 15 yet. 4, 5, 6. Still not 15. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I'm getting close, 13, 14, 15. So I had 15, I shared it into a number of groups, and in each group there were 3. I've got 1, 2, 3, 3 in a group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 shared by 5 equals 3. Let's have a go into another one. Ooh, what can we do? What can we do? I'm going to do. Ooh, let's have a think. So something shared into 5 groups equals 2. Now, can you remember what I said we can do when we've got the answer and the end number close to each other? What did I say we could do? We could do the inverse. And the inverse is the opposite. And the opposite of dividing is multiplying. So I know this number must be greater than 5. So I'm going to do 5 multiplied by 2 equals, and I know when I multiply by 2 that I can double my number, and I know that double 5 is 10. So 10 divided into 5 groups equals 2, and I can check that by counting in 5s. 2 times 5 add 5 is 10. Okay, so please remember, the biggest thing to remember when dividing, let me write another number, 35 divided by 5 equals, the biggest thing to remember is look at your starting number. Check what the symbol's telling you to do. It's telling us to share into groups of 5, okay? We're sharing into groups of 5. 35 shared into 5 equals, I can count in 5s, so count in 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 7. How do I know, before I leave you, that I cannot do this into equal groups? How do I know that I cannot divide 42 by 5 into equal groups? What do we know about that number 42 that tells me it cannot be divided into equal groups? Hopefully you've noticed the ones. It has 2 ones. It's not a multiple of 5, it's not a multiple of 10. So I know it cannot be divided by 5 into equal groups. Okay, if you're not confident with those 5s, you might watch the multiplication video again, counting 5s to help you, okay? And have a good go at today's questions. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.